Assalamualaikum. We will presentation about the different sector of the economy. Member of the group is Nurjanah, Reinna Agista, and Varon Zanati. Hey. What are the sector of the economy? Human activities which generate income are known as economic activities. Economic activities are broadly grouped into primary, secondary, tertiary activities. Higher services under tertiary activities are again classified into quaternary and quinary activities. Primary sector. The primary sector is sometimes known as the extraction sector because it involves taking raw material. This can be renewable, renewable, renewable resources such as fish, wool, and wind power, or it can be the use of non-renewable resources such as oil extraction and mining for coal. Example include mining, farming, fishing. In developing economies, the primary sector tends to take a big share with many employed in ar- agriculture and mining. In the 1920s, over 1 million people were employed in the UK coal industry. It was it was a key part of the economy. However, improved technology and the growth of other energy sources has seen a dramatic decline in this primary sector industry. Okay.
Secondary sector. The secondary sectors make and distribute finished good. Manufacturing is producing cars from aluminum. Construction, building homes, factories, utilities, providing goods like electricity, gas, and telephone to household. The manufacturing industry take raw materials and combines them to produce a higher value a finished product. For example, raw sheep wool can be spun to form a ball of better quality wool. This wool can then be treated and knit to produce a jumper that can be worn. Saltire factory by the river Aire built by Sir Titus Salt. This was a successful mill for producing alpaca wool. Initially, the manufacturing industry was based on labor-intensive cottage industry hand spinning. However, the development of improved technology, such as spinning machine, enable the growth of larger factories. Benefiting from economies of scale, they were able to reduce the cost of production and increase labor productivity. The higher labor productivity also enable higher wages and more income to spend on goods and service. Tertiary sector. The service sector include retail, financial service, insurance, investment, leisure and hospitality, communication, IT, and transportation. The service sectors, in concert with the intangible aspect of offering service to customer and business. It involves retail of manufactured goods. It also provides services such as insurance and banking. In the 20th century, the service sector has grown due to improved labor productivity and higher disposable income. More disposable income enables more spending on luxury service items, such as tourist and restaurant.
Quaternary sector. Quaternary activities are specialized tertiary activities in the knowledge sector, which demands a separate classification. There has been a very high growth in the main knowledge sector, education, research and development, public sector bodies. The quaternary sector is said to the intellectual aspect of the economy. It includes education training, the development of technology and research and development. It is a process which enables entrepreneurs to innovate better manufacturing process and improve the quality of services offered in the economy. Without this growth of technology and information, economic development would be slow or not existent. It is also known as the knowledge and economy. This is the component of the economy based on human capital, IT, knowledge, education. It is primarily related to the service sector, but also is related to the high touch component of manufacturing. For an, cons- for an consumption of information-based service from mutual fund manager to tax consultant, software development, and statistician, personnel working in office building, elementary school, and university classroom, hospital and doctor office, theaters, accounting, and brokerage firm all belong to this category of services. Like some of the tertiary function, quaternary activities can also be outsourced. They are not tied to resources affected by the environment or necessarily located by market. Culinary sector. The culinary sector is the part of economy where the top level decisions are made. This includes the government which passes legislation. It is also comprises the top decision maker in industry, commerce, and also the education sector. Culinary sector are services that focus on the creation, rearrangement, and interpretation of new and existing ideas, data interpretation, and the use and evaluation of new technologies, often referred to as good color. Preparation, they represent another subdivision of the tertiary sector, representing special and highly paid skill of senior business executives, government officials, research sciences, financial and legal consultant. Their importance in the structure of advanced economic power outweigh their numbers. The highest level of decision maker or policy maker performs culinary activities. Next, let's see the video to understand the differences between sectors of the economy.
So just a short video about different sectors of the economy. So the first one is the primary sector. This is extraction of natural resources from the environment. So for example, mining coal, or it could be fishing, or it could be agriculture, taking fruit and vegetables from the land. Then you have the secondary sector or manufacturing sector, and this takes all the raw materials from the primary sector and it turns them into a finished product. So any factory, like for example a car firm, is taking raw materials such as rubber and aluminium and steel and converting that into a car. The third sector is the tertiary sector or service sector. So this includes retail, so selling the car that is made in the factory. It can include financial services like banking and insurance, and it includes hospitality. There's a fourth sector called the quaternary sector or the knowledge sector. This is education, research and development. And some even suggest a fifth sector, which is the decision-making sector of the economy, so like the government and the civil service. But this is a very kind of minor sector of the economy. Now, if you go back in time, most economies started off pretty much as primary economies because they were focused on, the hunter-gatherer was collecting raw materials from the land, so that was a primary-based economy. But over time, as societies developed, we started to do more manufacturing and take raw materials and make it into more useful products. And if you look at the Industrial Revolution in the 18th, 19th century, you start to see a real explosion in the size of the manufacturing sector as firms expand the amount of goods that they can produce, and things like steam engines and later electricity enable even more goods to be manufactured. Then again in the 20th century we see a relative rise in the service sector because such an increase in productivity and in new technology that firms can manufacture goods with a very small labour force. And this does two things. It gives workers higher real income because of higher productivity, but also it means that less workers are needed in the primary and secondary sector, and that more workers can move into the service sector, the tertiary sector. So we get in the 20th century a very significant rise in hospitality, restaurants and transport and travel, communications, people on their mobile phone, and later on as well more education and healthcare. So as the economy develops, the primary sector is still very important, but as a percentage of the economy becomes less and less so because of higher productivity. And in the UK, I think only about 2 or 3% of the workforce are actually employed on the land. So most of the economy these days is in the service sector, I think about 60 or 70%. And this reflects economic development, higher productivity, and it means that we can, in a way, enjoy a better standard of living. We don't need to spend all our time growing food, but we can enjoy going out and communicating with people across the world. So that's a very brief introduction into the different sectors of the economy.
Next, change in the importance of different sectors. A primitive economy will primarily be based on the primary sector, with most people employed in agriculture and the production output. As an economy develops, improved technology enables less labor to be needed in the primary sector and allow more workers to produce manufactured goods. goods. Further development enables the growth of the service sector and leisure activities. Next, conclusion. We can conclude the main sector economy are: the first is primary sector, extraction of raw material, mining, fishing, and agriculture. Second, secondary manufacturing sector, concerned with producing finished goods. Construction sector, manufacturing, and utilities, such electricity. Third, service territory sector, concerned with offering intangible goods and services to consumers. This includes retail, tourism, banking, entertainment, and IT service. And the fourth, quaternary sector, knowledge economy, education, research, and development.
Thank you
Okay,
for your
thank you.
attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.